Hey everyone, welcome to Breakout Wednesday for Wednesday, the 22nd of January 2025. It's currently about 9 a.m. on the West Coast, midday on the East Coast. First of all, remember, this is no financial advice, I'm a financial advisor. This is simply a video blog on how one trader sees the market, and everyone needs to take responsibility for their own decisions. There's renos going on at my house right now, so there's some banging and shit going on in the background. There's nothing I can do about that. Here's the chart of the All Lords. And last week I was chatting about the Head and Shoulders possible top formation happening, and like we've broken up out of that with the whole Trump getting inaugurated stuff happening over the last few days, and the market's rallying. So that's good. Hopefully this keeps going and the uptrend's intact. So let's see how it plays out. But certainly, obviously, good signs right now. Let me just quickly rattle through some of the stuff I've been talking about. ESR, I got sucked in here, carrying a loss on it at the moment. Let's see how it plays out. It's a decent breakout into blue sky, and I'm just going to be patient. So I'll put back on that later, but down a little bit on that at the moment. ResMed, okay, had this break out of this kind of 9-10 week base. Okay, so I've done a few things here. I've added to the self-managed super fund. It's by far the biggest position in that fund now. And I've also got it in the trading account. So probably overexposed to ResMed, but I'm happy about that. Like, this is just textbook perfect for me. I love the expensive stocks that with real businesses that are growing and have a record of growing, and the earnings per share is growing, and they've kind of got a monopoly. Like, ResMed doesn't really have legit competitors. They got 70% of the market pretty much. It's like as close to monopoly as you're going to find, really. And I love the company. So anyway, I am a bit married to the stock, but it keeps performing technically too. So there you go. New positions in ResMed. Now the insurers. Okay, I'm obviously still long Sun, but they've broken out of these bases I was talking about last week. Let's see if interest rates stay up a bit longer than kind of anticipated. Obviously that'll help them. So no one knows what's going to happen. If they're going to drop them in May or just keep them on hold, who the hell knows, right? It's a complete cluster. So but obviously these guys love high interest rates, and they're going pretty well at the moment and printing cash. So stick into those. AXP on the NISI. Okay, good. Let's just get to this shit. That was just me playing around with some other stuff for the system. Good trade in American Express, so I'm still in it, haven't trimmed anything. Had a big win in NVMI. This is one I've been talking about out of this huge base that came up on Frank's pattern on weekly data. Massive move so far. It's got earnings coming up mid-Feb. But this has just got, I want to explode further or written all over it. So I'm like, no, I'm just hanging tight. It's just, the big money's made when you get right like this, and you hold tight for long enough that you actually make massive bank. Selling on day 3, 4, 5, it's just, you make little profits here and there, and your account grows a little bit. If you want your account to grow like, huge and quick, and grow your bank like to a significant level that you can, make life-changing cash, it's all about finding the big bases with explosive moves. And like, I just think that if you can really sit tight, you only need a couple of years to just go absolutely batshit crazy. And the way I view on this is that if this comes back down and falters, and I get stopped out for a small win, I don't give a shit. It's not going to change my life. Do you know what I mean? But if I can get on one of these horses that wins a Melbourne Cup, then it's cool. Might buy me something nice. And that would make a significant difference. Now let's just move on. Cochlear. This is a self-managed super fund. I still really like this. There's this old, when I used to be heavy in like the day trading world, there's this old kind of strategy that I'm sure is probably used because it's awesome today, is where you have something in a downtrend, doesn't matter what chart, 1 minute, 5 minute, 3 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute or whatever, and you get 1, 2, 3 lows, like each rise in one. The second low doesn't matter, right? This the first breakout of a swing high after the second low tends to be a bit of a hit and miss. but when you get three swing lows and then a break, it tends to be much more reliable, no matter what kind of time frame you're on. I just think Cochlear is a bit like ResMed in the sense that it's just got a long-term. It's not as good as ResMed, but it's a long-term proven grower. Earnings per shares growth, revenue growth, kind of has a bit of a monopoly, a lot of competitive advantage. More importantly, the monopoly with this one, and I'm happy to hold that in a self-managed super fund, and we'll see. I haven't added to it here, but I'm certainly open to adding at some stage if I think it's the right timing. Well, the only other one to crap on about is, before I just get on to what I'm looking at the moment, is RTX. Like this stock I was talking about last week, breaking out of this lovely channel, aerospace defense stock in the NISI. Holy shit, guys! Like, if you're not taking these setups, like, you need to just, I just wonder why. Like, they're just so, I just look at that and think, holy shit, like, you're gonna win more often than not, and your winners can be so much bigger than your losers. It blows my mind that people wouldn't be all over this shit, So anyway, let's move the hell on to what I'm looking at. I'm like 90-something% invested. I really don't want anything else right now, to be honest with you. And so this isn't about planning for the trades this week or next week. It's about planning for trades maybe in a few weeks from now or a month from now. Okay, once some of my trades have played out for the better or worse. I might, if ESR doesn't look like it's going to recover, I might just take my small loss on it, right? And then that will give me some money to put into another trade. I'm not going to, when I've got shit like RTX and NVMI and ResMed all going nuts, I'm not going to hang around too long in shit like ESR. I just admit that it was a bad trade if it doesn't start recovering and rallying, and take a small loss, right? Nothing wrong with a small loss. Like, this is just part of the game. You need to get to the point where you got zero emotions around it. You're just looking at this as pure business. It's like you own the corner store and you got one product that just never sells. It's just a shit product. It's got crap margins. No one wants to buy it. And you just stop stocking the damn thing, Like, there's no emotions with it. And it's the same as this. Like, this either, like, stop showing me a loss and recovers, or I'm going to take my small loss, like a good boy, and just move the hell on and park that money in something that's breaking up out of a nice big structured base. Okay, I like the healthcare sector at the moment, right? Like, I know this is healthcare equipment, like, but obviously it's in the healthcare sector. And look, I love big bases. I love blue sky. I love companies with proven track records. FPH has all those boxes ticked, right? This has given us like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know. Shit, that's probably a 20-week base, which is more than enough. Like, let's look how many months this is. 1, 2, 3. It's a good 4-month base, right? So it's not quite 20 weeks, obviously, but that's nice. This wasn't a big announcement yesterday, this down day. So now I just want this to calm down, chill out, dry up with the volume, come around here and just bang, and then I'll be piling into that sucker. So FPH I'm watching. This is just interesting. It came up in Frank's weekly Dava scan. Craig on the forum also posted it. He found this one before me here, but it's a great base, right? If that was a fast-moving growth stock, I'd be piling into it, right? It's Coles. It doesn't mean it can't rally. I mean, here it's gone from 16 to 19, but do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm 90, like 2 or 3% invested or whatever right now, like, do I want my money working for me in Coles, or do I want to go and find, like, I also, like, I haven't talked about this on Breakout Wednesday, so I wasn't really going to talk about it, but, or would I prefer to take a trade in, like, Boeing, and everyone knows Boeing, right? But Boeing's a stock that can, like, rally 30%, like, in a week if it wants, and so where's my money better spent? Tied up in tied up in Coles, or put some money to work in something that can get to my profit target or whatever quicker. And so that's where my head's at with it. Like, I do think Coles is a good setup though, right? And like, if self-managed super funds or people, with gargantuan accounts that really want less volatility, then for sure, 100%, I'll be all over it. What else was there? Craig's posted some good shit to the forum. Like, got to admit, the guy's technical skills are brilliant. And so if you're not on the anyone listening to this is on the forum. Hey, I never post to YouTube anymore, guys. Zero shit's given. I just like having this little private community here. It's way more enjoyable for me than getting random messages from strangers all day long on YouTube. So anyway, FCL is. Like, I love that, right? Like, huge rally here, big volume. Don't know why. Like, haven't really looked at it, but that's awesome. Like, desperation to get into that stock, and then there's this perfect tightening base. Now, like, there's a few levels to get into that, right? You could get in here to break around $2, sure. The downsloping resistance is here, so you can get in when that's breaking, which is now around the 1.945, or like I think there's this little resistance here at 1.955, or maybe it's going to break down and come back down and test these long-term moving averages. Like, looks like that's what it's going to do, which is no shit's given, no biggie, like no trade. Like, I've got a buy stop order here if I'm going to break this line, and so we'll see if that breaks out. Like, it doesn't look like it's going to break out today. It's just like going to come down, and probably going to pull that order and keep it on the watch list, let it reset, see if I can have another crack bit. Certainly not going to take my eye off it because, it's setting up there. Matter of time. FEX keeps coming up for me. Look, it's got Hum vibes, right? For those that were here when we were trading Hum back here, right? It's like this stock that gets beaten down and punished, finds a low, bases sideways, volume dry ups, and then the moving averages starts sitting on top of the moving averages, like what Hum did, right? And then bang, okay? Like, FEX, it's not as good as that Hum setup yet, but you can see where my head's at. This is probably 2 months away, right? So it gets put in the watch list, and I will look at it literally 7 days a week for the next 2 to 3 months. And I shit you not, if that does set up here in like April or May, there's zero chance that I'm going to miss it, right? And so this is what trading's about. It's really been super, super patient, having a long-term view, not being desperate to take 20 trades this week, because you're probably going to end up getting clobbered. Just bide your time, wait for the best ones, be like a sniper, and FEX might give us that opportunity. It might not. It might just be a complete waste of time, in which case no money is lost. And another one, I'm talking mainly ASX stocks, because the US is a bit heated at the moment, right? Like, it needs to chill. We need some basing in the US, but SPR, right? So this came up in the Frank's pattern on weekly data. I swear, like, just do this scan like a lot, and you're gonna find. That's how I found NVMI. That's how I find AKM. That's like so many of my big winners have found using this scan, right? Just Frank's scan, bang, weekly, boom, right? Do that on whatever markets you trade all the time. Daily scans too, but just the weekly, just the biggest moves come from these weekly boxes, 100%, right? And SPR, right? I took a loss on SPR back here, right? Sucked in, out, bang, quick loss. That's life, right? But now it's setting up in this weekly, base, kind of a little bit loose and wild up there still, isn't it? Swinging around. And I'm just waiting for it to just like, tighten up and then, this is a nice base forming, right? Like with blue sky above it and, so 1, 2, 3 lows, boom, boom, boom. That's the magic number. We've got big resistance, blue sky, great sector. So might whip me out again and give me another loss. That'll happen. That's life, and no shit's given, right? It's the game we're in. Take care, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good and enjoying the market. And catch you next week. Bye.